Good morning. Thank you and welcome to our public safety campus in downtown Buffalo. I'm Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz, and I'm joined by a whole bunch of folks who we'll be introducing very shortly to talk about the Handle with Care initiative. And I want to thank Karen Gambino from Deaf Access Services, who's here today providing the American Sign Language to those who may be watching at home. Before I begin talking about this initiative, I want to thank everybody who's standing here working together to ensure that this initiative was one that was acceptable, agreeable to the individuals in the community that we were trying to assist in times of need. So I specifically want to thank our friends from the disability advocates community, Todd Van Varick, BJ Stasio, Mike Rogers, and others who came together working with the parties that you see here from Erie County to come up with a system that works for everyone. That is one that we feel is one that in the end meets the needs and what we're trying to do to assist those who may have a special type of issue that needs to be addressed by law enforcement if they have to go to a call at that individual's house, but to do it in a manner that's respectful for all. So I want to thank everybody who played a role in making this happen. Once again, I'm Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz. I'm joined also by our Director of the Office for People with Disabilities, Frank Camerata, our Commissioner of the Department of Central Police Services, Brian Ross, Chief Tim Carney from the Erie County Sheriff's Office, Sarah Bonk, our Commissioner of the Department of Mental Health, and we're joined by representatives also, Jeff Perone from NAMI, who was assisting in this process too. Now, the Handle with Care initiative, as I said, is a collaborative between all the parties that you see here. It's designed to prepare officers and first responders throughout Erie County to provide improved responses to those who may be dealing with a mental health crisis or some other issue that affects their cognitive ability and communication with law enforcement and first responders. It's actually designed to prepare the officers and first responders when they come to a call so that they understand an issue that an individual has, whether it's a disability or issue that somebody may have with a mental health concern. It enhances officer safety, protects the dignity and well-being of the individuals that they may be responding to, and helps to de-escalate potential crises, empowering first responders with individualized knowledge about individuals that they may be having to deal with if they go to a call at a particular house or for a particular person. It creates a better system, a better type of response. So I want to thank the Sheriff's Office as well as I almost need a Sheriff's Office there for an accident. But our Sheriff's Office and the Department of Central Police Services, as well as the Department of Mental Health and the Office of People with Disabilities for coming together and working on this project. And then, of course, with our advocates from the disability community and elsewhere to ensure that we were respectful to the needs of individuals in our community, that we were not doing something that would not be acceptable to them, but that we could assist individuals as they went forward through the law enforcement and first responders so that we're providing a better service to the constituents of our community. And that's all what this is all about. It's trying to provide a better, more responsive service to those in a time of need and to ensure going forward that we do it in a respectful manner to all. So to talk a little bit more about the initiative, I want to introduce at this time our Commissioner of Central Police Services, Brian Ross. Brian's been with us for a couple of years now. He's spent a lifetime in law enforcement, working for Buffalo PD as well as for the Attorney General's office. And we know he worked hard on this initiative with others to ensure that it's a good one for our community. So, Commissioner Ross.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. I want to first thank County Executive Poloncarz for his support and patience while we worked through this initiative. It was quite the endeavor. Basically, I want to say that, law enforcement officers have plenty of tools available to them on a daily basis. They have guns, they have tasers, they have pepper spray, they have batons. This initiative gives them, I think, the greatest tool, information. And getting this information prior to their arrival to a scene of a person in crisis allows the officer to have some time to develop a plan. So, get a strategy to help when they arrive on location to help de-escalate. Having pertinent information like the person's name that they prefer to be called, what their issue is, what are the words that calm them, what are words that trigger them. This allows the officers before they get there to have a plan. And I think there was an issue in Idaho that happened a couple months ago where there was a 17-year-old autistic, nonverbal individual with a knife, and the officer shot him within seconds of arrival. And I'm not Monday morning quarterbacking that issue because I wasn't there, but you just often want to wonder if the officers had that knowledge before they got there, if it might have changed how they engage the individual. So this is just simply adding a tool to the toolbox of law enforcement to give them the available information to help de-escalate, which is obviously the goal here, is to have limited physical force used to solve an issue. And so that we're giving them that. And we're giving the public a chance to, advocate for their loved ones or themselves to provide this information because they are aware of how maybe some of their actions may be misconstrued by officers as something that's obstructive or resistive or in any way aggressive towards the officer. So we want to get this in place. And again, like the county executive said, I want to thank our advocates and our county support that helped bridge this gap, because there was one initially, but we all got into the same room, had tough conversations. The advocates, they really challenged us on this, and I think because of that, we came up with an initiative that we think provides the proper access, security, and allows us all to have something that's got some guardrails on it for our people so that we can gain the trust of the community so we can move forward with this initiative. So with that being said, I'm going to be calling Chief Tim Carney, a partner in this. Unfortunately, Sheriff Garcia could not be here today, but Chief Carney and I were lockstep on this endeavor, and he came a long way from the Sheriff's Office where they started to where we are now to help make this thing move forward. So,
thanks. Appreciate it. So I'll read from a prepared statement. I'm not nearly as well spoken as the county executive and Commissioner Ross, so thank you for the introduction. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for being here. On behalf of Sheriff John Garcia, the Erie County Sheriff's Office and Erie County Central Police Services are here to officially roll out the Handle with Care initiative across all of Erie County. As you've already heard, this is a program designed to improve the response of law enforcement to calls for service involving individuals with mental illness, disabilities, or some type of other special need. The Erie County Sheriff's Office first launched this program last December, and we have received and reviewed well over 100 submissions. We are proud to have worked with advocates and stakeholders of the disability community, both prior to and after the launch of our program. As we now expand this completely voluntary program to include all police departments across Erie County, we are collectively taking a critical step towards improving the way we interact with the community. This initiative is just another tool to provide first responders with critical information regarding subjects they are or will soon be dealing with. Other programs already in existence, such as the Yellow Dot program and the Blue Envelope program, continue to be successful, and we believe this initiative will be as well. The Handle with Care initiative is voluntary, and participants can enroll or withdraw at any time by emailing handlewithcare@erie.gov. Additional information regarding this program and how to enroll is available on the Erie County Sheriff's Office website and the Erie County Central Police Services website. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate all the efforts that went in from the Sheriff's Office, working with all the parties to create a system, an initiative that works for all. One individual who is actively involved in this is our Commissioner of the Department of Mental Health, Sarah Bonk. The idea behind the initiative is to ensure that all individuals, if they so voluntarily list themselves, have an opportunity to have their issue be known to the police. And there was also a discussion with individuals in the mental health community about whether this was appropriate and what could be done to assist individuals who truly did need it. So I want to thank the Commissioner and invite her to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much, County Executive, and good morning. I'll just say a few words as I'm really excited to support the work behind this initiative, as this is really the first time we've been able to successfully have the conversation about a really difficult topic surrounding the initiative. Part of that and what made it successful was both our community's willingness to sit at that table, but also the willingness of law enforcement and government officials to lean in and really ensure that we can uncover the difficult parts of this process and make sure that we are putting those appropriate safeguards in place. So I'm just immensely proud of the work that's been done, as we certainly have tried to cross this bridge before. So I'm very thankful for everybody, and I certainly can't wait to hear how this program rolls out. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now I'd like to introduce someone that I've known for quite some time, actually pretty much I think throughout all of my runs, because he's been one of the strongest advocates for the disability community from the Western New York Independent Living Center is Todd Van Vark. And Todd is a strong advocate, but the nice thing is you can talk and you can discuss things and realize that as a result of coming together, we come up with actually a better initiative. And this is Disability Pride Month, and I think it's very important that people understand that when we try to assist people in our community, we need to work with the community members to ensure that it is a better initiative than those that we maybe originally proposed, and that's what happened in the system here. So I want to thank Todd and the team that worked behind the scenes from the community to ensure that this system was best for all. And I invite him to the stand, and I will lower this.
A moment while we reorient mics. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Just for the chroma keys, my name is spelled Todd, V as in Victor, Aarwerk, pronounced Varwerk. I'm the Chief Policy Officer for Western New York Independent Living and a person with a developmental disability. This initiative and the county officer's response to it should be an example that all communities should consider. It started out with a simple idea: get just-in-time information into the hands of law enforcement, right? It was implemented based on what they understood to be a successful model. They forgot a couple of things. We pointed that out to them. And as the county executive said, we had a frank conversation as to what to do to allay the concerns of the broader disability community so that this could be an asset to them. Right? Every community should be reaching out to the disability community to find out how the things they propose will affect them. We were able to do that here, right? And Chief Carney, in his statement, brought up other programs that are available for people with disabilities to choose to give information to first responders. It's important for people with disabilities not only to prepare for a mass emergency, but for the individual emergencies that they might experience in their day-to-day lives. So these tools are important to make sure that people are best prepared to be able to do response. And I'm here for your questions.
And, with this information, is it being given by the individual guardian? If they're above 18, could it be provided by a loved one? Who will submit this information?
So in the initiative, it should be the person themselves providing the information or someone who's legally empowered to provide the information on their behalf. That was actually one of our discussion points, because while there could be a whole bunch of people that could provide information, right, who would provide the most accurate information, right? We don't want to create that for just everyone. So we set something so that the people that would have the best amount for most accurate information could enter it.
Do you hope that, I know that this idea was entered in a police database of projects that police officers can do across New York. Do you hope that will be updated, or do you hope to put out plans, so this can be a framework for other communities?
Absolutely. I don't want to downplay the role that Jeff here had with our agency when we first brought these concerns out. And we want to be able to take this success and send it back to NAMI, all right, so that every community they roll this out in can do it in the same safe, responsible way.
Will this information be tied into a physical home address or a person's name or both?
I'm going to have Commissioner Ross answer that.
Are there any more speakers who use wheelchairs that want to go before we raise the mic stand?
You guys want to?
And then maybe go
Yeah,
back to
to
questions,
Mike.
just because I don't want us to have to put the other down.
Mike has a brief remark.
Yeah, my name is Mike Rogers. I work for the Self-Advocacy Association in New York State. My last name is spelled Rogers. And I just wanted to say, for so long, people with disabilities were basically told that, the rest of society makes decision for you. We know what you need. And collaborations like this show the community that when you come together like this and address hard situations, you have inclusion. It's about having that seat at the table. It's about information dignity, because I'm sure that most people in the community would not want information just to be submitted by anybody, to be used in ways that we're not sure that we find dignified. So it's about our dignity, and it's about our personhood and who we are. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thanks, Megan.
Raise the mic for the commissioner.
There we go. I just want to turn this over to our Commissioner of Central Police Services, Brian Ross, but before I begin, there's actually an integrated system that is used by all police departments. It's called the CHARM system, and it allows information to be basically at a central location, and then a police officer or first responder who has access to it, which is all police officers in Erie County, they can access the system. But I'll turn it over to the Commissioner to talk a little bit more about how it works.
Yeah, this is one of the things that makes this initiative really special, because we did not require any taxpayers' dollars to do it. We use our existing infrastructure. So our information systems unit here at Central Police Services spent time to allow for anyone that does enroll in this program to have their location mapped. So our computer to dispatch throughout the entire county, once someone enrolls, we will have that location mapped on the computer, so that when there's a call that comes out to that location, the dispatcher will be alerted, and the information will be pushed out to the mobile units out there for responding officers. They can see the location, click on it, and then get the information that's was presented into the initiative. So we are using our existing computer stuff, and then if the person is mobile, we're not following them around with a beacon. But if they're advised as they're part of the initiative, we'll have access to that information as well, to let the officers know that that's who they're dealing with.
I have a couple questions. I'm wondering, information is great, but it doesn't tackle implicit bias people might have towards mental health conditions or disabilities. What is the Sheriff's Office doing to train its officers to work with people with disabilities and mental health conditions?
Well, if you're specifically the sheriff, I'll let him get to this, but I know from the more macro approach, Erie County Central Police Services oversees the training academy, and we offer robust training at the academy level, both basic level, and we're looking to increase our in-service training. So all of our officers throughout Erie County are crisis intervention teams trained. So they have much more knowledge than I had when I came out in 1997. So we're working towards that. We're working towards making it more robust throughout the entire county to increase the level of training we're giving our officers, so that they are more knowledgeable about how to engage people that are vulnerable. But as far as the sheriffs, I'll let him speak to that.
Yeah, no, I would just add to Commissioner Ross's comments. We have in-service annual training. I can't remember a year where we haven't had a refresher on implicit bias. There's training in the police academy on implicit bias as well. And in this day and age, I can't remember a day where I look at all the calls for service that members of the sheriff's office go to, where we're not dealing with somebody who is in mental health crisis. So the on-the-job experience is probably the best training for the guys and girls that are out on the road going to the calls for service.
And I know this initially launched 8 or 9 months ago, and that NAMI was consulted, and other disability activists said they weren't consulted prior to its launch. What are you going to do going forward to make sure that new initiatives impacting people with disabilities do include people with disabilities before they're launched?
Okay, so yeah, when we first launched this, we were in contact with NAMI. We were in contact with the Colony Police Department, which is in east of here, New York State. We took a look at their program. They advised that they thought their program was a success. We thought we had a good foundation to get this program up and running. We received some constructive criticism from some of those in the Western New York disabled community, and we made a decision to sit down and have meetings, and we had a handful of meetings, and we had some difficult and productive conversations. And I think just based on those meetings and kind of how this program has shaken out, I think at least the Sheriff's Office, we've learned a lot about how to put push other similar programs like this out. Should they become available, I think we learned a lesson is to reach out to our our neighbors right here in Erie County.
And it's called the Handle with Care Registry. I know you didn't name it. I know it was named by Colony. But
We changed the name to Initiative.
okay,
That was one of the sticking points.
regardless, the phrase "handle with care," I've heard from some advocates, they don't love the name. I had someone say to me, "What are we, packages?" I guess I'm just wondering, why stick with this name? Why do we feel this name fits the initiative?
Okay, so that was also part of the conversation with the group, and we didn't get any pushback from those in the Western New York disabled community or from anyone at NAMI, so we decided to stick with that. Yep.
I've learned in my years in government, you are never going to have 100% support of anything you do. And there will always be someone who disagrees with the title, disagrees with the program, whether it's what we're talking about here or something completely different. What we tried to do in this situation here is bring all the parties together that represent the community as well as the government, work together, sit down, and come up with a system that is the best system that we can have at this point. And that's what was done. To those who may disagree with the title or something like that, I think you have to sometimes look behind that and think the idea behind this is to provide a better service to the constituents of our community, all our constituents, but also to ensure that our law enforcement and first responders get the information they need so that they can handle the situation as best as possible. We're never going to have 100% of support on any issue, but what you try to do is work with others to come up with the best thing possible, and I believe we did that here.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure you had a chance to address that for people out there. Thank you.
Anything else, guys?
Is there a number or percentage of the call you guys get a year of these, or
mental health calls we get per year?
of like people with disabilities or a number of you guys get?
Well, I can tell you we're working through that process right now. This is loosely, we have a crisis to care initiative as well happening throughout Erie County with a bunch of partners. And we're working through that right now because we feel that the data we have now is not accurate. So we're trying to work on mechanisms to make sure we get an accurate picture of the volume of calls that we are responding to. We think they're grossly underreported based for many reasons. We don't take a knife call and make that necessarily a mental health call right off the bat. It turns into one, but we don't know that when it's coming in initially. So we're working on solving some of those issues. It's a work in progress. We have the proper people in place to do it. Myself and Commissioner Bonk are deeply into this space. So we're working towards getting that, but I know it's more than we think as far as the volume of calls we get for people that are vulnerable.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to all who played a role in making it a better initiative. Thanks.